We always know there's overrated and underrated things in sports. I think one of the things we don't talk about is the no trade clause in the NFL that both Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson have. It's only 7 players in the league that have it. One of them is Jimmy Garoppolo. One of them's DeAndre Hopkins. One of them is Jimmy Graham. We worry so much about money and years and guaranteed money. Russell Wilson looked at 14 teams, said, no, I want Denver. That's the difference between Russell Wilson making the Hall of Fame and not. Denver's going to win a lot of games because he goes to a really stacked roster. Deshaun Watson now can choose between Carolina, the Saints, the Browns. He can say, no, I'm going to Atlanta, a much more dynamic economy. It is essentially the Hollywood of the South, Atlanta. Arthur Blank is one of the best owners. We spend so much time on money and contracts and what. No trade clause is Deshaun Watson being a good player and a Hall of Famer. You go to the right owner. Now he's got an offensive coach in Atlanta, a Hall of Fame potential talent in Kyle Pitts, the tight end. I would take Atlanta over Carolina, New Orleans, and Cleveland any day of the week. Just one of these things we don't talk about. I mean, can you imagine you or I working at a company that could move us to anywhere, any one of 30 other semi-similar businesses? You don't think the quality of the ownership, the quality of the city, the quality of the coworkers would matter? The ability for me at this point in my career as a broadcaster to be able to choose where I go is the difference between disappearing and elevating my career. Russell Wilson, 14 teams he considered. He ultimately told the Seahawks, this is the one I want. And they made a deal. Wasn't necessarily the best deal they could get. It was the deal Russell wanted. Speaking of Seattle, people give you signs all the time of their competence or incompetence. Now, nobody would suggest that the draft is easy or that even smart GMs don't occasionally miss on free agency. Chemistry is a hard thing to predict. But the Seahawks told you about 3 years ago they really didn't know what they were doing. And they told you that, and Russell Wilson saw this and saw it as a sign. This is when most of the complaints started, when they made that Jamal Adams trade. The Seahawks gave up 2 firsts and a third and a safety in Bradley McDougald to get a safety who doesn't have great coverage skills. That is an outrageous reach by Seattle. I like Jamal Adams. I would trade maybe a late first, early second round pick for him. 2 firsts, a third, and a player? That told you the Seahawks are a mess. Even in the Denver trade, Russell Wilson, only 2 firsts. I had 2 different GMs tell me, you gotta get 3 firsts for Russell Wilson. Randy Gregory joining the Broncos tells you they know what they're doing. The recent 3 drafts, 2 by George Paton, tell you the Broncos know what they're doing. Everybody makes mistakes, but when you see a colossal reach in the draft, Giants getting Daniel Jones at 6, when you see a colossal mistake in a trade, 2 firsts, a third, and a player for Jamal Adams, that front office is telling all of us they really don't know what they're doing. Seattle now is a tire fire. Russell Wilson, better for it, leaving. One of the things I often warn against, as I age, I think about this. Don't fall in love with things that have worked before. The world is changing. And a lot of Patriot fans, as they let J.C. Jackson go to the Chargers, or a Shaq Mason go to the Buccaneers and Brady, say, hey, Bill knows what he's doing. Does he? Or did he have the best quarterback of all time? 5 years in Cleveland, 4 years in New England without Brady. One includes the Matt Castle year when Tom got hurt, then the Bledsoe years, then the last 2. So I got like 9 years now. 9 years of Belichick. multiple quarterbacks, multiple assistants without Brady. His winning percentage, he's 71 and 79, 47%. That's a lot of data. That's not a one-off or a bad year. That's a half dozen quarterbacks, some pretty good. That's a lot of assistants. That's 2 different cities. Belichick has fallen in love with his worldview. They don't pay their quarterback anything, Mac Jones. The top GMs in this league, when you don't pay a quarterback, go big in free agency. Let's go get stars. The Chargers, for example, Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson. Cincinnati now, spending money. New England doesn't pay Mac Jones, and they let J.C. Jackson go, and they let Shaq Mason go. Who are they paying? Think about this, if you think I'm wrong. Right now, if you took the Buccaneers, where Tom Brady is at now, and the Patriots, where he used to be, and I said, between the two teams, name the 10 best players, Patriots would have 1. The 10 best players would be Tristan Wirfs, Bucks, Mike Evans, Tampa, Ryan Jensen, Tampa, Levante David, Tampa, Chris Godwin, Tampa, Shaq Mason, now Tampa, Shaq Barrett, Tampa, Vita Vea, Tampa, and Matt Judon, New England. I'm not even counting Brady. Brady would make it 10 of the 11 best players are in Tampa. It's amazing that Belichick, this is the Greg Popovich issue. You lose Duncan, suddenly you think, it's the culture, it's the system, it's not the players. He lets Kawhi go to Toronto. They've never been the same franchise. Does everybody see what's happening? The league over the last several years is a quarterback, weapons, pass rush league. The Patriots aren't elite at any of those 3 spots. It's remarkable to me. They have, outside of Matt Judon, no special players. Don't fall in love with previous success. Keep growing.